add this series to 117 terms. The first thing we need to determine is whether we are dealing with an arithmetic or geometric series. And since we see that we're adding 5 to go from term to term to term, we know that we're going to be having an arithmetic series. Now, to find the nth term, we would use, or the sum of the n terms, we would use n over 2 times a sub 1 plus a sub n. We have n, which is 117. We have our first term, but we don't know our 117th term. So we have to go off to the side first and use the other formula, a sub n is equal to a1 plus n minus 1d, to generate the 117th term. A sub 117 will be our first term, 18, plus 117 minus 1 times the d value of 5. This is 18 plus 580, which becomes 598. Now we have a term to substitute in up above for a sub n. And the formula up above turns into s sub 117 is equal to 117 over 2 times first term 18 plus 117th term of 598. Multiply that out and you get 36,036. In this problem, we are given the 41st term, which is 113, and the 75th term, which is 305, and we need to find the 211th term. I usually like to start with a little map here, so I'm going to say ... here's all our missing terms at the beginning, and 113 is the 41st term. And then if we go on quite a ways, we find out that 305 is the 75th term. And going out a ways here, we have a need to find the 211th term. Now, quite honestly, it's a lot easier to change the subscripts. Rip off the first 40 terms, relabel the first subscript to be A1. Notice that we are subtracting 40 from the subscripts. Subtracting 40 from the 75th term, that can be relabeled as the 35th term. And subtracting 40 from the 211th term, that can be relabeled the 171st term. So we're going to use these first two clues here to find out what the value of d is. And we know it's d because this is an arithmetic sequence. Let's write our sum for the nth term formula. A sub n is equal to a1 plus n minus 1d. And our an for this purpose will be 305. So 305 will equal the first term, 113, plus, well, n is 35, so 35 minus 1 times d. Subtracting 113 off of each side, we find the left side is 192, and this will equal 34d. Dividing each side by 35, or 34, we find out that d is equal to 192 over 34, which reduces to 96 over 17. Now that we have a value of d, we can come back up here to find the 211th term, which we have relabeled to be the 171st term. So we're going to use this same exact formula again. This time, a sub n will be our a sub 171, and let's rewrite our formula here. And our a sub 1 will be 113, and we're going forward 170. That's because it's 171 minus 1 times, and each time we're moving forward 96 over 17. Well, if you take a quick look at the mathematics, it's not as ugly as it appears, because we're going to have 170 inside the parentheses, which will cancel with this 17, giving us 10. So we really have 113 plus 10 times 96, which is 960, and the term we are looking for is equal to 1073.